Cassie Jo Stoddart was born on December 21st, 1989 in Pocatello, Idaho. Cassie was the middle child of 3 children. Cassie had an older sister named Christy, who was 6 years older, as well as a younger brother, Andrew, who was 18 months younger. Cassie was a student at Pocatello High School. The 16-year-old was a straight-A student who was well-liked and had many friends. She was a happy teen that excelled in everything she would put her mind into. Amongst her circle of friends were 2 young males, Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper, both 16 years old. Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper were inseparable best friends. They both bonded over movies and filmmaking. They would film everything together with a movie camera that Brian Draper owned. In a video later found by detectives, Brian Draper can be seen videotaping the hallways of Pocatello High School. He filmed Cassie Jo Stoddart as she was rummaging through her locker. He even asks her at one point if she had seen Torey Adamcik.
Cassie.
Hey, look, I don't.
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please.
Hi.
Okay, see ya. Wait, have you seen Torey? He's supposed to meet me here at 7:30, and it's 8:19. He's an hour late. You don't even care, do you? Okay, see ya.
Oh, dude, I totally.
At the time, little did anyone know, including Cassie herself, that Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper not only had a bond in movies and filmmaking, but also a bond in serial killers, mass shootings, and murders. They both also had a great interest in the Scream movies, and they wanted to make those popular horror movies into their own reality. Together, Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper started to talk about their infatuations with serial killers and murders. They wanted to emulate Scream-like killings where the 2 boys murdered their own unsuspecting friends in violent and disturbing ways. In August of 2006, Torey Adamcik contacted his friend, 18-year-old Joe Lucero. He was curious to know if the older teen would be open to purchasing some knives for him. With the help of Lucero, Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper were able to purchase a total of 4 knives. Lucero had no clue as to what the teenagers were planning to do with these knives. One day during high school, Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper skipped one of their classes and documented their twisted plan on video. The 2 created a list of people they planned to murder. At the top of this list was their friend, Cassie Stoddart.
What we're supposed to happen tonight. So hopefully nothing will go wrong. Everything will go smoothly. And we can get our first kill done, started, and we can keep going.
For you future serial killers watching this tape, I don't know what to say.
It's
Good
really
luck
fun.
with that.
Yeah. Good luck.
Hopefully you don't have to go through 8 or 9 failures like we have.
Yeah. We've probably tried maybe 10 times, but they've never been on the loan, so.
Or when they have, their parents show up.
As long as we're patient, you know, and we were patient, never getting paid off because our victims home alone. So we got our plan all worked out now. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cassie's family, but she had to be number 1. We have to stick with the plan, and she's perfect. So she's gonna die.
Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper had tried on numerous occasions to show up at an unsuspected friend's home to commit murder, but those plans always fell through. The intended target was either not home or something came up. The 2 teenagers continued to fuel each other's hunger for murder and blood. They fed off each other's twisted thoughts. They wanted to commit the ultimate crime, murder, and they soon would have their chance. Cassie Stoddart was house sitting for her aunt and uncle who were out of town. Cassie agreed to come take care of their 3 cats and 2 dogs for the weekend while they were away. On the night of September 22nd, 2006, while house sitting, Cassie Stoddart spent the evening with her boyfriend, Matt Beckham. He had arrived at the home on Whispering Cliffs Drive at around 6 p.m. Later that evening, Brian Draper and Torey Adamcik also came over to the house to hang out with the couple. The 4 teens went into the living room to watch the Quentin Tarantino film Kill Bill Volume 2. But Adamcik and Draper already had their plans in place for the evening. They wanted an excuse to leave the young couple, only to return later on and murder them both. The 2 left before the film ended, telling the couple that they wanted to watch a movie at a local movie theater instead. Adamcik and Draper returned later that evening and parked down the street from the home on Whispering Cliffs Drive. Adamcik and Draper changed to darker clothing. They put on gloves, and mimicking Ghostface from the Scream movies, they both wore painted white masks with red blood under the eyes.
We're here in his car. The time is 9:50, September 22nd, 2006. Unfortunately, we have the grueling task of killing our 2 friends, and they are right in that house just down the street.
We just talked to them. We were there for an hour. But
We checked out the whole house. We know there's lots of doors. There's lots of places to hide. I locked the back doors, so it's all locked.
Adamcik and Draper snuck back into the home through an unlocked door. They would spend the next few hours trying to torment and scare Cassie Stoddart and Matt Beckham. They made loud noises and sounds in an attempt to lure the couple down into the basement. When that failed to catch the young couple's attention, Adamcik and Draper cut all of the power in the house. Matt Beckham would take notice that one of the dogs continuously stared down the basement stairs, barking and growling. This scared the young couple to the point of Beckham calling his mother to ask if he could stay the night with Cassie so she wouldn't be scared or alone. Beckham's mother denied her son's request, instead suggesting that Cassie come home with Beckham and stay at their house for the night. She also promised Cassie that she would bring her back to the house the next morning. Though scared, Cassie felt that it was her responsibility to stay at the house and care for the animals. She would decline the offer from Matt Beckham's mother. At around 10:30 p.m. that evening, Matt Beckham's mother picked him up, leaving Cassie Stoddart alone at the house. From the basement, Draper and Adamcik would listen and wait until Beckham left. They knew that Cassie Stoddart was alone and scared. Adamcik and Draper once again went to the circuit breaker in the basement, cutting off the power of the house, and waited. But once again, Cassie Stoddart would not come downstairs into the basement. After a while of waiting, Adamcik and Draper went upstairs to her. Both teens were armed with the weapons that they had purchased from Joe Lucero. Draper was armed with a dagger-type weapon, and Adamcik had a hunting knife. They both wore masks. Draper opened and slammed the closet door at the top of the stairs to scare Stoddart, who was lying on the couch in the living room. Draper and Adamcik then brutally attacked Cassie Stoddart. They both stabbed her over 30 times, with 12 of the stab wounds being fatal. Draper and Adamcik left Cassie Stoddart to bleed out. It took 2 days for someone to finally find her body. After fleeing the scene, Draper and Adamcik filmed themselves while driving in a car.
Just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a fucking joke.
I'm shaking.
I stabbed her in the throat and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie. Oh, fuck. That felt like it wasn't even real. I mean, it went by so fast.
Shut the fuck up. We gotta get our act straight.
It's okay. Okay, let's buy movie tickets now.
Okay.
Come on.
No.
Goodbye.
It didn't take long for investigators to determine that the last 3 people to see Cassie alive were her boyfriend Matt Beckham and friends Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper. They interviewed Beckham and got his side of the story of what happened that evening. All roads started to lead to Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper. Torey Adamcik was interrogated that same day, telling detectives that he and Brian Draper were at the house on Whispering Cliffs Drive, but left shortly after to catch a movie, and afterwards slept at Adamcik's house. But Adamcik couldn't remember anything about the movie that he claimed they went and saw. His story kept changing, and red flags were starting to show. Brian Draper's interrogation wasn't as difficult, as he would eventually confess to the murder. During the interrogations, each teen would blame the other for the crime. Brian Draper would claim that he was in the same room as Adamcik when Cassie Stoddart was killed, but he denied stabbing her. His story would eventually change, later admitting to stabbing her after being commanded to do so by Torey Adamcik. Brian Draper led law enforcement to the evidence he'd buried in the Black Rock Canyon area. The evidence included 2 dagger-style knives with sheaths, a silver and black-handled knife with a smooth blade, a folding knife, masks, latex gloves, and a videotape. The content on the videotape would not only shock the detectives, but also the town of Pocatello, Idaho. Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper were both arrested on September 27, 2006, and charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. On April 17, 2007, Brian Draper was found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. On May 31, 2007, Torey Adamcik's trial began, and he was convicted of the same charges on June 8, 2007. Torey Adamcik and Brian Draper both received life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole, as well as 30 years to life for charges of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Adamcik and Draper currently sit at the Idaho State Correctional Institution. An appeal for Torey Adamcik was filed in September of 2010, and one for Brian Draper in April 2011. Their initial appeals were denied. In the aftermath, since the murder, Cassie's family has never gotten over the death of their beloved daughter. Torey Adamcik's mother, Shannon Adamcik, wrote a book titled The Guilty Innocent, which honestly is the definition of ultimate denial. She blames everyone but her own son on the murder. It honestly should be called profiting off the innocent. But hey, as I've always said, murder pays the bills.